I'm back with some more scary stories. And I might do like 2 or 3. It depends on how long these stories are. Now I did skim through them, but I didn't read them all the way through because I wanted to read them with y'all so y'all can get my reaction. I had started getting a little discouraged because I started seeing how other people narrated their stories, but I want to be authentic and not saying they're not being authentic, but I want to be authentic and let y'all see me and how I actually feel about the story, if that make any sense. So I thank you guys for being here, and we're gonna go ahead and get right into these stories. The first story says the difference between what is that and who are you is terrifying. Disclaimer, um it says there is animal abuse. So yeah. And this is by Mia Arcadia on Reddit, which I have her name and stuff in the title of the story over here. So it says, I've been living with my husband in that house for the last 4 years. We started working from home and adopted a cat. Things were peaceful. His firm is actually from another state. And as he got up in the job, he needed to travel to the firm. It started slowly at first. He would go for a couple of days, then less than a week, then for a whole week. I was always fine by myself and the cat, but I started to notice new cats in the neighborhood at night. It took me a long time to notice the cats would only appear when he was traveling. Sometimes I would leave to meet friends and see a few cats by my sidewalk, chilling on the ground. I would get back home to find my cat staring at the doorway. I always imagined he was waiting for me or my husband to come back home. The first time I started to notice the weird stuff, my husband had been away for 4 days. I heard an odd meow coming from my living room. It was just my cat meowing at the front door. Ignoring it, thinking he was just missing my husband, I went back to bed. Then I heard it again, louder, more painful. My cat was laying down, belly up in front of the door, and he kept meowing. I believe it was around midnight when I rushed my cat to the vet, only to come back home with a "he's totally fine" and $100 bill. I counted 10 cats laying with their bellies up on my sidewalk that morning, 15 in the other day, and 20 the next day. And my husband finally came back home. Everything was normal. The cats were gone. Our cat was completely normal. Then he left again, and the cats came back. It got to a point where my neighbor asked me what was going on. No answer to give. That night I saw it for the first time through my living room window. It was standing on the sidewalk with the cats, belly up, arms and legs moving slowly, and it was playing with a fly or something. So skinny, I could almost see his bones and the grayish skin. Trying not to make a sound, I locked all doors and called the cops. They came quickly, but the thing and the cats were gone. They told me some stories about crackheads in the city. When I told them about the cats, one of the officers actually wanted to take a look around. Maybe I had some dead bird in my garden. But nothing, no smell, no dead bird. That night, no cats. In the morning, my cat was missing. Calling my husband, I told him everything was going on. He was worried. He could tell by my voice that I was in shambles. So he decided to get on the first plane he could find, arriving the next morning. I spent the whole day looking for my cat in the neighborhood, biting my nails to the point of bleeding, knocking on every door asking everyone about him, but no one had seen him. Trying to make the time pass, by 8 p.m. I was in bed, forcing my eyes closed, hoping to God my husband would come home soon. Around midnight, I heard the meow again. So painful, filled with despair. That's when I realized it wasn't my cat. I had no idea what to do. It was not possible to call the cops on some weird cat, and my husband wasn't even on his flight yet. Taking all the courage I could manage and going to the living room, I saw the eyes in the dark. Big, round, yellowish eyes looking at me through the living room window. It wasn't a cat. The thing was tall like a human, so I ran. Locked the door and started calling my husband, hiding within the blankets with the lights on, and meowing started again. The thing would not shut up. Every second, meow behind meow, getting louder and louder and louder and closer. I never felt pure panic before, completely frozen. The scratches on the door felt like inside my brain. The meowing was so loud, now I couldn't hear my own breathing. The sound kept going and going and going, meowing and scratching, crying. The sunlight hit my face when my husband opened the door, startled, tears running on his face. If it was pure shock or fatigue, I had no idea. But somehow the time had passed by. "What's going on?" he asked, his voice cracking. Every door was open. There's blood everywhere. The bedroom door. He pointed to the open door filled with deep marks from sharp nails. I didn't have a voice to speak. I had no idea what to tell him. "Something," I was able to mumble behind tears. I was able to calm myself down, fully aware it was not a bad dream. We decided to check the security cameras. We called it a thing that first morning. We had no idea how long it had been rounding our house, as I had no guts to keep watching the tapes. It would walk on all fours sometimes, and like a human other times. Long, weird arms on the side of the body with a long, hairless tail whipping itself as the thing kept watching our house. Long, thin, and sharp fingers scraping our doors and bleeding. My husband puked on the floor. The thing had what I can describe as human ears stuck to the top of its bald head where cat ears would be. In the footage, we saw it playing with the cats. We saw it stealing our car and taking him away. We had to stop watching. That thing was one of the most disgusting things I had ever seen. We didn't know what to say to each other. What did the thing want? Is it coming back? What the heck is that? I remember my husband saying, non-stoppable. We left the house that day. We gathered the things we could and didn't look back. But curiosity and anger got the best of me. So every night, I would look at the cameras waiting to see if the thing would come back. After 2 weeks staying in a hotel, my husband and I would not talk about it. But he knew I was spending hours awake looking at the cameras. The thing never came back. But our cat did. The first second I got a glimpse of him, I left basically running. I didn't want to leave our cat to that thing. My husband was shocked when I came back with our cat, but same as I, relieved. We had just assumed he was dead, or at least we would never see him again. That was my mistake. That night, we got a phone call in the hotel. It wasn't one of those just breathing phone calls. It was a soft purr, like a cat. "Then I am glad you found your baby." The voice was low, like a soft growl. "Who are you?" I asked, my heart racing in my chest. "My name is Kitty." I shoved the phone to the other side of the room before listening more. We left again that day to another hotel. Then another one. Our cat died suddenly after that. No vets could tell us why. We never got another phone call and we moved closer to my husband's job. I still check the security cameras every morning and after realizing our cat's body was stolen from his grave and the cameras didn't catch who did it, we installed a security system. And I hate to stop, but that's where the story ends at. I would really like to know what else happened. Like, what else happened? Come on, Mia. Please, please, please. If anything else happened, please let me know. I really, really want to know. But I really enjoyed this story. I love cats, although I'm allergic. I have one myself. Um, yeah. So, what did you all think about this story? Did it creep y'all out? Did it make you feel a certain way? Um, what do you all think about it? I enjoyed the story. It had me on my toes because I really didn't know what was gonna happen next. So, yeah, I gotta know what else happened though. Like, what else happened? I really, really, really would like to know. So that's the end of the first story. So the next story is by 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐶323443, which again, I will have the name of the story and the person who wrote it right here in the video. Scary Mom Story is the title of it. I don't know how old my mom was, but I think she was home alone. She had those big TVs, you know, the old TVs, not our flat screen TVs that we have nowadays. Not exactly sure, but she said it was big. The TV was in a corner, so she was looking towards there. This was in her old house. She said that the house had many weird incidents. She swore she never She swore she saw a black figure scurry across the TV, and for her that was the first time to get up and walk away. That day she locked her bedroom door before going to bed. I know this is short, but I just felt like it was creepy. And that's the end of the second story. So this was short, but it got straight to the point. I mean, like, if you saw something scurry across your TV or your room, your living room, how would you feel? Would you get up and run? I would. I would. No second thoughts about it. I would get up and I would run. I would leave. So that was the second story. It was short, but it got to the point. Okay, and this is the last story because my battery they say it's low. This story is If It Wasn't You, Then Who? This is by Lady Texas 22. It will be right. Well, I put hers right here in this little area. The title and her name. So this happened to me the other night. I like to state some facts beforehand. My boyfriend and I live in an apartment on the third floor. There's only one way to get in, which is the front door. But even then, the door for the deliveries and the garage area are locked, which you would need a key for. My boyfriend and I have a 3-month-old. We agreed to both keep working, but on opposite schedules. I work days, and he works the nights. He always comes home around 11 since he gets off around 10:30. I usually do our nightly routine with our baby, take his bath, get him all dressed, feed him, and then rock him to sleep. It was already 10:50 and I was half asleep when I felt the bed dip from his side and felt him lay next to me. Clear as day, I could feel his warmth radiating from under the blanket. I didn't turn over as I used to that every night. However, I heard his keys to our apartment door and heard him walk in. I instantly shot up in bed and grabbed our baby who was sleeping in the bassinet next to me. He walked in and looked at me bewildered. What's wrong? I swear on my life, I had already heard you settle down next to me. What do you mean? I just got home. He could see I was scared out of my mind, so he turned on all the lights and checked around the apartment, but couldn't find anything. He didn't give me crap about it, but did stay awake for an hour after we had fallen asleep, and even took extra measures to lock our bedroom door. I have no idea or an explanation to what I experienced because it felt so real. I've always been a logical, realistic person, so I just figured someone broke in, but nothing was missing or out of place. So was I dreaming? So what do you guys think about that story? That was it. Um, I will be freaked out too. I'm not gonna sit here in front and be like, oh no, I won't be freaked out. I'll be freaked out too because if you felt somebody lay in the bed next to you and you feel the heat coming off their body, and then your husband or your loved one walked in, be like, well, who was this laying next to me just a minute ago? So I'd be freaked out too. I really would. But those are the three stories for today. Let me know your input on this. Again, let me know if you would like to or like me to keep on reading these stories. I have gotten a lot of positive feedback on it. And also, if you would like to send me your stories, my subreddit will be in the description box below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys again Monday. That's when I do my makeup. So, see you guys soon. Bye.